There is a game above most that the majority have heard about and played. A game for many composed of nostalgia, from the calm music, the pixelated graphics, to the ironically eerie ambient sounds. The game in question is of course Minecraft. There just is a certain charm in beginning from nowhere and sucking ass, to later on look back to how much progress has been made. Very much the progression of Skyblock. Well, that game really puts the emphasis on the whole sucking ass part. The feeling of having to wait for a tree to drop a sapling, then for that sapling to grow, and to see the first steps of advancement. The beginning sucks ass, yes, but once you get past it, the options are endless. Everything derived from that singular craving for progress. Just like with starting YouTube, the beginning of sucking ass with a microphone that's practically straight out of an ass, but that single variable isn't what sets the base for an entire future, but instead a high potential for human passion, incredibly close to the charm of Skyblock, both leading up to the hours spent so that one day, one distant day, you can look back to where you started. So, why not start this sucking ass from the very deepest ditch there is? Minecraft Skyblock Hypixel Edition with an Iron Man account. Well, with that monologue out of the way, it actually got to one of my first words of the series. Let's get a tree! I think I meant to say I have no idea who the fuck this guy is. Well, with the first words of the series also came the first terrible jokes of the series. Gimme wood, gimme your wood. Again, I don't know who this guy is. Anyways, here I punched leaves for some reason, crafted some slabs for an actual reason, but more importantly,
Oh shit!
watched my friend die the first time for fun, and the second for more fun, and the third for the most fun. Then it was my time to make the jump, except not. Then I tried it again, and yeet! Which after it was my time to make it for real. Then I went to the hub and trimmed some edges for the easiest money ever. Wait, and thus I just claimed all of the money. Got a promising pick for 35 bucks. Claimed the rogue sword. Then I just talked to the carpenter for a second. Got the wool. Gave the wool. Which followed by entering the gold mine. Except not. Which followed by entering the gold mine. And so I talked to the lazy miner. Found the pickaxe for his lazy ass. Went to give the pickaxe back. And the damned guy didn't even want it. So I just went for some iron. Usually a good starter mining set is the prospecting set, which requires 24 iron blocks. And so that's what I did. A1, A2, A3, and A4. Entered the deep caverns. Entered the gunpowder mines. And the lapis quarry. And the pigment's den. At this point I got some upgrades. Fortune 3 on my pickaxe, an undead sword, etc. Nothing too special. Which was followed by entering the lapis quarry and mining some goddamn lapis. As much as 15 enchanted or 2400 lapis worth of lapis. Then I just did the same for redstone. You see, all this effort has been put into getting access to the dwarven mines. In order to get access to the dwarven mines, one needs 3 types of minerals, 15 enchanted each. Lapis and redstone being the easiest to do for a simple reason. They drop so much of it. So, as the third, seeing that all easy options were already done, I mined diamonds because of their mining XP. This is because the access to the dwarven mines doesn't only need these minerals, but it also needs mining level 12. but it was an easy feat to get both. Then I talked to this guy Rus, who is the one to give you the access to the Dwarven mines. This was also the point I realized I had remembered the task wrong. The guy only wanted one type of mineral, and guess which mineral I gave him? The most expensive one. And my reaction? Oh my fuck shit. Well, by what you have seen you might think, wow, this guy sure likes money, doesn't he? Well no, in reality I really do not like money. Like my name's Swordsman V, not Big Pete ass. So why would I go spend all this effort on mining then? Well, to get to the best early bonking XP source, I mean combat XP source, the Glaciate Walkers. Except that it was at this point my OBS had had enough of screaming in pain, and all of my Glaciate footage is 5 FPS. I'll still salvage all the frames I can. And then I dropped a Glaciate Jewel. You can even see it right there. However, I did not see where it was in the game, quickly getting one-shot by all the Glaciate Walkers, and once I got back, it was already gone. You know, one level away from auto pickup. A 0.5% chance drop that's quite useful. I basically had a great time. And so I grinded myself to combat 12 and entered the end. And mined some ender nodes, which are easy early game money. However, I was heavily undergeared. That didn't stop me though. Now here I tried arranging some ender armor, but it didn't go as well either. Yep, back to mining it is. And with the money, I got a void sword for arranging. All the way until I dropped a chest plate. And other upgrades soon followed, which made grinding for collection much easier. And so I made some bank from ender nodes which I had mined at the same time, and got ready to potentially spend it all in dungeons. And just as always in this game, the beginning was a sucking ass for rare drops to improve bit by bit. Except that I got exactly what I wanted from the first dungeon, but it requires Catacombs 3. However, that is a goal for another time, as now it is time to get some pork chop. The reason for this is that at the time of recording this part, it was 1 day away from the year of the big event, and we needed 32 enchanted pork chops twice. And what for? The Blood God's crest. And so I stored the humble beginning for that pork chop goal, which concluded the first day of recording. But the video doesn't end here, there's still the whole year of the pig ahead. And so on the next day, the year of the pig was the first thing that I did. Wait, what the hell was that? That was footage of the second and third day of recording. That single frame? Yeah. So my OBS is still upset with me. Seems that way, yeah. Well, I still have the fourth day, right? Yeah. Thankfully. Well, at least I didn't do anything that important on the second and third day. It's not like I dropped a somewhat early pawn so massive. Or grinded my way to have an aspect of the end, you know, the sort that was quick. Or purchased the Blood God's crest, for example. And so, having lost 2 days of footage, I fiddled with my OBS settings, thus eliminating the problems and low frames. I also ended up spending the final day of recording taking advantage of the current Mayo Marina. So fishing it is. Seeing that it's not that interesting, I just have my every single catch in the background while yapping something absolutely useless or making even more useless random sounds. Enjoy! Did you know that water is kinda healthy? I know, big surprise. Yup. Oh, by the way, I think that cold temperatures suck. This is very important knowledge. Also, it just so happened that when I was doing this fishing about 2 weeks or so, and they released a fishing update. So that's average. Could I just fish something that I could kill, please? I can't kill a raw fish with a sword. Yo, it's the final 5 catches, so it's actually getting close to the end of the damn video, if you can believe it. And so, the fishing was concluded, as well as the video. If you didn't vomit while watching the video and actually enjoyed it somehow, then hit subscribe to see more. If you did vomit while watching the video, understandably, and went sick, then subscribe for your self-esteem to know at least I'm not this guy. And if you indeed didn't vomit, but you didn't think too much of it, subscribe to become my wardrobe slot.